Over 8 months ago, I featured the first in the series, and that, of course, is the Beowulf and Grendals. It was the myth and legends from the Royal Mint. Well, 8 months and, well, we'll almost call it 9 months now. We have the second in the series, and this, of course, is the 2025 version. It's the Beowulf and Grendals Mother. Now, what I really love is the story behind it and everything else, and that what really attracted me and got me interested in this coin and, of course, in this series. Well, if you like what you see, check out the links down below. You can find a link to Silver Trader, where you can purchase one of these. You'll find a link to the Precious Metal Forum, and you'll also find a link to my own personal website, AceBullion. Anyway, let's get started and see what this is all about. Here we go. So yeah, I can't believe it was all the way in March. It was the 11th of March, and here we are in late November. In fact, coming up to Thanksgiving, which is actually on Thursday this week. So quite excited, but we're going to be celebrating it sadly on Saturday because, well, you know how it is in the UK. You can't just stop like the rest of the world. Well, I say the rest of the world, like America. Anywho, so the Royal Mint have come out with the second, and it's Beowulf and Grendals Mother. Now, I told the story, and I mentioned how the story went and everything else, and it was, to me, it was the first time I ever heard about it because, of course, it's a very European thing, and us in America, we've never heard of that, so it really sparked my interest. Here we have King Charles, and we have a £2 denomination. Again, Royal Mint, warning, we have a quality issue here. It's just a poor finish and overall, kind of poor quality. Yeah, it's on Silver Trader's website. He makes it known. I'm just pointing that out. So let's have a look. We have normal reeded edge as we do going around it, and here we have the details. Now we have Beowulf and Grendals Mother 2025, 1 ounce silver, 3 nines fine, and so this is the first one that they're doing, and it's rather interesting. I say first one of the year now, I guess. So this is Beowulf who has to fight, well, what was the Grendel, I think it was Grendel, was it? Yeah. Yeah, it was Grendel, obviously, his mother. Now, Grendel was one of these like giant ogre-like things. I'm just going off the top of my head again with this. Beowulf is this guy here who is, the knight who saved the kingdom. Anyway, everyone celebrated, hoorah. Long story short, he slayed Grendel. That was it. And shortly after, Grendel's mother comes by, not happy, obviously seeks revenge for her son, and grabs Beowulf and brings him into a lake, drags him down into a deep, dark tunnel. It's like a underwater cave, where, of course, it's oxygenated at that point. And Beowulf comes back, grabs the sword, which was handed to him by the king of the kingdom there, yeah, long story short, he ends up slaying the mother, resurfaces way past the time when everyone thinks he's dead by this point. And yeah, it was it's an interesting story, but what really kind of gets me with the story was I didn't really see any, there wasn't a moral. I know that sounds stupid. You usually look for these stories to have a moral or something else. I couldn't find a moral in the story or anything else. I mean, the knight comes by to help out a kingdom who is getting beaten upon and, destroyed by, Grendel. And after the knight, slays Grendel's mother comes by and, well, he takes out the whole family. He totally John Wicks the thing, it's bang, that's it. I kind of like this here, though. Grendel's mother, as you can see, it's this monster here. It's just interesting. It's not really the best, portrait. It kind of looks like an ogre, but multiplied by, I don't know, 100. You have her arm here, and you just got everything. I think the story goes where, you just off with her head type of thing, and then, resurfaces with a, part. I can't remember. I think it might have been her head. I don't know. But, it's a dark story, and it's one that, is taught to children. I found that really, really interesting because my kids, of course, learned about this, and I never knew, why. I'm still kind of curious to know why they would tell this story. I mean, what purpose does it have? I mean, it's interesting, but it's not that interesting enough to, because there's no, as I said, no moral behind it or anything. The silver coin, as you can see, which I'm just showing and going over stuff, because I mean, the story is a dang sight more impressive than the silver, coin. As you could tell, they all came into kind of the plastic bit. Sorry, I'm losing the will to live. The coin that I'm looking at, even though the Royal Mint has the horrible quality and there's a warning on it, it doesn't look too bad. I mean, it doesn't look great, obviously, but for the Royal Mint, it actually doesn't look too bad. I don't know if there's a big issue on Charles. There usually is. But then again, the society put face down anyway. So, yeah, I could already see that there's some areas here which look like that's going to milk straight away. You could tell that it's going to milk. No, I mean, I can't see anything that's hugely, out of proportion. I mean, I can see, the rim damage and stuff like that, which is typical of anything that's in those tubes. But, and again, the Royal Mint have done a fantastic job with details. That's the one thing I will say, especially like on the knight and stuff like that. I mean, I can just look at her right now, and I could just see this kind of greenish ogre-like figure. And Beowulf himself is very kitted up and very much, ready for battle. Almost looks like he's wearing high tops or motorcycle boots. I don't know. But yeah, so what do you guys think of this? I'm rather curious. I mean, as I said, I fell in love with the story more than I did the coin. And for me, learning about it back in March was something, that I found rather interesting. And I was intrigued. The coin, okay. It's a cool coin, something to remember it by. Have you guys been taught this in primary or secondary? I'm just curious to know. Have you ever heard of, Beowulf and Grendel, or the myth and legends of, Beowulf? As I said, I, as an American living in Britain, never heard of it. It was only with my kids, and then of course I received the first coin in March, and I did the research, and my boys were like, "Oh yeah." And I was like, okay, cool. And I watched, a few videos. I watched, a few little bits. And my oldest son had the book, so I was able to read it. And yeah, it was it was very interesting. So there it is, my friends. I hope you guys have a wonderful Monday. All of the gifts, I say gifts, all of the giveaway prizes are wrapped, awaiting the postman to come today. So they will be out the door in a few hours. So there we are, folks. Thanks for watching. Stay safe. I appreciate it. Bye for now.